Hi, Romance Writers. This is a tarot and energy reading for what you might want to pay attention to for your story for February of 2024. Originally, I was going to actually just post these on my website because I had COVID and a sore throat. Still kind of hurts, but I'm going to push through because video just seems to be, it just didn't feel right for me for this week. So we're going to just go with that. So I'm Chris. I am a tarot reader for authors and screenwriters. I guide them to form a deeper connection with their craft so they're working with their projects and not on them. So if you're not writing in the romance genre, I have and will be posting 10 to 12 other videos for other genres. So be sure to subscribe and follow me to make sure you know when those are posted. So according to what I have here in front of me, it seems like in the beginning of the month, I don't even know if it's the beginning of the month. I just kind of feel like what the cards are kind of coming out at me is like there's not going to be a lot of. First of all, there's no major arcana cards. Let's start with that. So I wouldn't put too much pressure on yourself for this month in general. It doesn't seem like very many life-changing events. Just kind of seems. Don't put so much pressure on it. But in regards to that, it seems that if the cards are reading down, and that's kind of how I've read them, kind of more in a diagonal way. I have a 10 card spread, and I kind of read them at a diagonal. So it seems like you seem like there's not going to be a lot of choices at the beginning. It's going to make you uncomfortable. There is going to be something that you are going for, and you're flirting with it, and you do want to give it attention. It does make you happy. However, like there's a part here where it seems in the middle where it seems like it's not going to be working out, and then near the end it's like 2 of Wands and 4 of Wands. So I would start out the month just paying attention to what you want to do for your project, and just go from there and pay attention because pay attention to your, let me work out my notes here, sorry. Pay attention to your emotions and your creative energy. So the biggest elements that are here are water and fire. It's 4 and 4. There's 4 cards of each, and so those are the strongest elements. And so I would just very much so keep track of what you're feeling emotionally and creative energy. You might be going back and forth on that throughout the month. Because there are no majors, I don't have any planets to show. I do have a deck here that is the Tarotorial deck. It shows kind of what different fire signs and astrological signs to pay attention to, and I guess there are some spaces where the minor arcana cards are subject to or associated with a planet. I just don't have the right deck. I'm not an astrologer, so that's not my strong point. But regards to the emotions and emotions and the creative energy, that is water and fire, I would pay attention to the water and fire signs astrologically. Now that is half of the circle, half of the I lost the word. The word's gone. Half of the pie chart. I just lost the word. It's because it's half and half. Those are the ones you might want to pay attention to. When I was shuffling, and I did put these out, the 7 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles jumped out. I don't want to say they fell out, but they were the first 2 cards that really wanted to say something, and they were both also reversed. A reversed card can be blocked, delayed, healing, or internal energy, and so that's why the 7 of Cups is usually something about choices. So it seems like you might be making some internal choices or not feel like you have any choices. And then the 9 of Pentacles is also reversed, so you might be feeling uncomfortable. Now the 10th card that I got though is the 8 of Swords, and that's also reversed. So because I got the 8 of Swords, that's the card at the bottom of the deck. And the card at the bottom of the deck, the 8 of Swords, is a mental trap. And because or you feel mentally trapped. And again, like what I discussed with you before, we're going to feel trapped during the month, but at the end, everything's going to kind of come to fruition, come to play. And the Nine of Wands is reversed, so it just seems like you won't be having to fight so much for what you wanted to do at the beginning of the month. It just seems like it's like you're missing one puzzle piece or something, or a puzzle piece of inspiration toward whatever you're doing with your project. Now I'm going to go back to the Eight of Swords here because I got sidetracked. But the Eight of Swords is about a mental trap. But since this is reversed, I kind of usually get that you're not going to feel mentally trapped, and that's kind of what I think the lesson of the cards are going to be for you this month. Is just you might feel it, but it's for the better of the project, if that makes sense. I do like. I'm really, I'm going to kind of change this. I thought red first, but blue and green are really coming out at me with these. Maybe red a little bit, but blue and green seem to really want to come out and say something here. The numbers that you're going to want to pay attention to are 7, 9, 3, 9, 2, 4, 8, 9, 2, and 4. And that equals 57. Which is 12, which is also the Hanged Man, which is also waiting, and just like waiting for inspiration, possibly considering another perspective. And then if you want to also take 12 and condense it down, that's also 3 for the Empress. So give yourself some self-care and make sure you're not being so hard on yourself this month. Lastly, I want to kind of say, or not lastly, sorry, second to last thing, and then we have some last things. When I'm looking at these cards, they came out 7, 9, 3, and then 9, 2, 4, and then a number 8. Well, sorry, 8 is the one at the bottom of the deck, so we're going to move that to the other side. But 7, 9, 3, and then 9, 2, 4, 9, 2, 4. So pay attention to 924. I know that that's September, but maybe that's a date in your project. Maybe that's a birthday in your project. It could be 9:24 in the morning, 9:24 at night. What other numbers for numerology could 924 mean to you? It's just something for you to think about on your own. So lastly, I do have some other cards that are for other writing prompts just to add into this to get your kind of juices flowing. I pulled the burger card. I'm not sure what this means to you, if it means anything, but maybe just have a burger. Maybe have a scene where your characters are going to a burger. I almost said Burger King, but like getting a burger for like a date or something. Just something, or even eat one yourself. Maybe that'll get some juices flowing. Maybe you need some protein. That's a whole different subject. I just thought of protein and meat and health, and it's a whole different subject. So anyway, the next card that I have too is also Pride. This is a story. I don't have the case in front of me. Yes, I do. Somewhere. No. I do not have it here. Interesting. Ah, here we go. So these cards come from the Story Oracle deck. It is a creative writing inspiration deck, and it's 78 cards just with a different, different names on them, and they're not really associated with the tarot. But this one's Pride, and so if you want to go with more like a peacock, there is a lot of peacocks look like they have eyes on their feathers or on their tails, and considering we're talking about how all month you're not feeling, it feels like the project is not really being seen, or it feels kind of stuck. I would say probably Pride. For me, with all these other cards, it's just kind of don't put so much, and because there's no majors, I'm saying don't put so much pressure on the project. I think that if you have all eyes on the project, you're spinning your wheels and you're not really going anywhere with it. So just let the project kind of grow on its own, if that makes sense. The last thing that I have here is a writing prompt, and it says, if your protagonist were confronted with their worst nightmare, what would they do? do that what you will, whatever you want. But that is ultimately what I have for the romance writers for this month. Please comment below if you found this helpful or not, and I'm open to suggestions on how I can make this better for and speed up your creativity and your writing quality. I'm trying something new and I find it interesting. I like playing with my cards, and I just want to help you write better. Also, if you want to take this a little bit further, I've started a Patreon where where you can get all sorts of writing prompts for your projects, creating characters and if but no and stuff, and that kind of stuff. But I am open to suggestions to changing those tiers up to make the space work more for you. It is just kind of starting out, so I'm just looking for some suggestions on how I could make it better for you and your experience as a writer and your career and what you're expecting out of that kind of a space. So the link for the Patreon is in the description below, and also in all of my in my links in my bio, and it's kind of everywhere to be found. So yeah, remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share to anyone who might find this video interesting, and I will see you in the next one.